Hello everyone, I hope you all are having a great day today. I figured since we're at the beginning of the new year, the year of the bunny, the lucky bunny, and full of opportunities ahead, I think it is high time I share with you some important life advice to learn. Some common knowledge, something you probably don't know about, and some learned from experience. Of course, everyone's experiences are different with these sorts of things, and if you're willing to take it to heart and think on it, you can do what you can to improve yourself. Nothing changes until you take the chance. So here we go. 1. Love yourself first and foremost. Now, this might sound selfish on a surface level, but it has nothing to do with selfishness at all. You have to be the most important person in your life, since it's your life to live and your happiness is up to you. Even more so on an emotional level. You can love and care about people, but you have to be the one that you're putting the most love and care into. If you're putting your entire family tree, your friends, or just random people before yourself, then not only are you usually going to feel like crap, but that person is usually going to treat you like crap. Because people don't value those who don't value themselves. Love is, I want you to be happy no matter what. Let the ones you care about follow their own path, since their happiness is up to them, as should your happiness be up to you. Now, I'm not trying to get you to be all by yourself if you want to make it in life. Open up to those who are close to you, someone you can trust and help guide you, but ultimately, they're your decisions to make. And screw anyone who says anything to manipulate you to believe what they want you to believe. So if you want to have a healthy relationship with people and be at peace, love yourself first and put your trust into those who you have a strong connection with. 2. Talent is worthless if you're not putting in the effort. You know how you see people who are talented in a specific way but are still dirt poor because they never did anything with it? Like, say you see artists who draw or paint as well as the Renaissance artists, or people who are smart and resourceful in what they point out, but it doesn't mean anything because they work at retail or a grocery store. The 3 factors that make a person successful in their field of talent and work are when they have a clear goal set in place, something that can help them in the long term. Hard work and passion, where you go out of your way to make nothing but your absolute best work and keep grinding through that path no matter what. And finally, the will to own your shit. Now, you will fail somewhere down the line, and it's natural for humans to make mistakes. Now, some people usually see failure or taking the L as not accomplishing anything, or they're not good enough, or just losing. But what taking the L really means is you learning what not to do in order to get to where you want to be. Say that you're really bad at drawing, and you have people giving you legitimate criticism of your work. If you have a bunch of criticism out of the maybe 100 or 500 art pieces you made, by the time you get over that amount, you're probably going to end up improving and being really good at art by drawing every day, learning anatomy, experimenting with different art styles and trends to meet your potential audience. Because every failure you meet along the way is a small lesson in getting towards your goal. It's the same principle when writing, editing, and whatever skills you want to learn. It takes a lot of time and dedication. As long as you're passionate about doing what you love and you don't let things limit you, eventually it will work out. Finally, we're at number 3. Do you need a college education in order to be successful? No. College education doesn't really mean anything nowadays. The only general exception I can give for this is if you want to work in other fields, like being a medical surgeon, a therapist, or a construction worker, for example. If you want to go into professions like that, then by all means, go get a college degree. But if you're like the majority of people who went to college in order to get an education and want to make a lot of money out of it, give yourself more options and make things better for your family or whatever else, then it's not for you. It takes 4 or more years until you get your degree. It builds a lot of stress on you, and you cram a bunch of knowledge for tests, and what you learn from it probably wouldn't do you any good later in life. Not to mention, it's extremely expensive. How many people do you know that work the jobs that they get out of college and have a ton of money? How long do people usually stay in debt from their college loans, from buying books to study, or the interest from those loans? College wouldn't cost as much as you wanting to keep a roof over your head, have food in your stomach, and have electricity for the lights and heat. College is really only there to make money. It's a huge business. Now, people tend to see money, economics, businesses, and capitalism as evil when it's really not. The only people who say that those things are evil and say, oh, only big-time assholes and big-time bitches have money, are people who don't have the proper motivation and set goals in place in order to get money and success themselves. They say all of that as they drink their soy latte from Starbucks and tweet on their Apple iPhone or whatever. Do you see the problem here? Leeching off of capitalism is how people survive, so you're in no position to talk crap about it. If money and numbers are all you care about, you are very likely to have never been passionate about building certain skills in the first place. You never loved what you've done before to begin with. There has to be a healthy balance between making money and being passionate about what you're creating. So those who trash on people who earn their success, throw shade or make up lies about them in order to make themselves feel better about not having money themselves. What do they gain out of it? How does it benefit them? Those are rhetorical questions. Nothing. They get nothing from it, and it doesn't benefit them. Unless they get some sick satisfaction about making people miserable, especially in the day and age of cancel culture. If that's the case, seek help. Getting back on track, college doesn't mean a lot these days. Now, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm keeping people from getting an education. This is just to help people get in a healthy situation physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. If you just want to make enough money to support yourself and your family and succeed in life, all that you need is a clear vision, set goals in place, work hard and stay consistent with what you do, and endure failure along the way, but never stray away from your path if and when you do. Even most businesses nowadays only care about what your portfolio has to offer and not where you got your degree from. A lot of what you can learn and build up your skills from can be found online through careful research and critical thinking. Expand your horizons through reading books on what you want to do. You've seen how there's a bunch of people out there making money by starting independent businesses and making their own comics, video games, movies, and books, creating content on YouTube, Twitter, and wherever else. Because those are things they really wanted to do, and they made it because of those factors. That's how you make it in life if you are willing to do that. So, to recap, love yourself first and foremost. Talent is worthless if you're not putting in the effort. And do you need a college education in order to be successful? No. If you have learned one thing from all of the information I've given you in this video, let it be this: the only person you can predict the actions of is yourself. So think before you act. The only person who can break from the proverbial chains you bound yourself to is you. Nothing is going to get better until you start making changes to become the best version of yourself. Anyway, that's all I got to share in this video. I hope you all learned something from that, or if you have learned it already, good for you. It's good to be reminded of those things, and I think it turned out well, all things considered. I'm going to be getting back to work on my next video, and more content coming along this year. So be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, follow my socials, and share my content. I will catch you lot later.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.